Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Arabetse Tebolo Morokani, but you can call me Obi. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, you know that's what's up, that's what's good, and that's what's popping. If you're just passing by, I really hope you like the content you're about to receive and join the family. So without any further ado, let us get straight into it. Okay, as you can see by the title below, today we're digging straight into my mental health journey. So just to give you guys a background, I was diagnosed with anxiety in grade 11, and then straight after that, my matric year, I was diagnosed with MDD, major depression disorder. So here's the thing, right? I was a very energetic child. I was content. Like, my childhood was decent. I had a decent childhood, right? Straight into grade 9, I was okay. Everything in my life was just okay. I was vibrant, I was participating, I was putting myself out there, I was just like a ball of energy. And the beginning of grade 10, that's when everything started to like kind of seem a bit shaky, because now I was starting to experience physical symptoms of anxiety, but I was not aware of them. And here's the reason why. And this I find very problematic, because you go to school, you study LO. And what is LO? Life orientation. They tell you straight up, okay, this is how, this is this, and they have those emojis, those small pictures that they put. This is how this is when a person feels depressed. This is when a person is sad. This is when a person is anxious. They even make you draw it on the side for yourself sometimes. That's what messed me up. I could have been aware of what was happening in my life, in my body, but the fact that Ella was there, but the curriculum they were sharing was not informative at all. It was informative to a certain extent. It was like they were trying to avoid the real problem. Mental health was not discussed at all. It was mentioned but never discussed. Right? I knew there was something called depression. I knew there was bipolar. I knew mental health, that there is something called mental health. There's something called this and this and this and this. But I was never really informed. I was not knowledged on mental health as a whole. All I knew is, how teenagers are, right? I feel depressed, something doesn't go right today. I feel a bit depressed. I'm about to write a test. I feel very anxious. I can't do this. I was experiencing a lot of panic attacks then. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm going to feel okay tomorrow, But now it was starting to be today, tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. And then I started being very concerned, right? And I thought it's because I have when you are I don't know how to put it, but from being happy to be depressed, I didn't see it as a thing at that time. So it comes now to a point where I'm really getting sick. I'm starting to get so sick that I'd get sent home on it. Like, every week I had to go home because something would pop up. I'd either faint, or I was not able to breathe, or something would just happen. And obviously a lot of kids are asking, but baby girl, what is going on with you? Go see somebody. And I would really go see doctors. I went from one doctor to another, but it got to a point where it was tiring. Because here's the thing, the doctors would tell me that, baby girl, you have anxiety and you need to go see a psychiatrist and a psychologist. But I'm like, girl, no ways. I was acknowledging it, but I was not ready to work through it. And it didn't help. That didn't help anybody. I just wasted my parents' money on social workers, on psychologists and psychiatrists for nothing. Because I personally was not accepting that this is happening in my life and I need to address it. I was aware it's in my life, but I was not accepting of it. So the end of grade 11, going to matric, I'm getting really sick. I am getting so sick that I could miss a month of school. I could miss 2 weeks of school, I'm getting really, really sick. And now my parents are getting concerned. Like, we are in and out of hospital, in and out. Nothing is helping. You know, after this problem is another problem. We can't see anything after, you know. And I think that as well contributed to where I was at in matric, because now I started feeling like I'm not getting any help, and I started losing hope. But I was not aware that I am the person that's denying myself healing because I am not accepting of what's happening. I'm so focused on, man, there's something in here. So matric, okay, a lot of things happened, but matric hit me hard. It hit me so hard. I always feel like if I manage to pull through matric, I can manage to pull through everything. So the first time when I realized I was really starting to get depressed was when I was struggling with like your basic things. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat properly, you know, every time I'd eat I'd throw up, like I was always shaking. Everything was just evident that baby girl is not okay. Baby girl, it's not okay. The beginning of matric, I remember. And that's when I started going back to, I myself took myself to a psychologist, and I was like, I'm not okay. I am not okay. Right? And I think it was the second term of matric. That's when I started self-harming. Because here's the thing. No one can see what I'm feeling, but I want them to see it. Because I've gone through so many doctors that I'm tired of them not seeing what I'm feeling. And I'd rather feel the pain outside and like be aware that, okay, here is where I'm hurting. And I can see that there is pain here. You know, I can see the pain. You know when you can see, man, first time, I started burning myself, cutting myself, child. I was a very dark space, man. I started isolating myself from certain people. I just changed. I went from the loudest, vibrant person to, I just want to be alone. I just want to sleep all day. And my mom only started being aware of it when my headmaster, I don't even know it. Yes, people like things, but yeah, a teacher of mine, I was wearing a short sleeve, right? And a teacher of mine was seeing something very concerning, and she called me, and she was like, but I don't like how they went about it, but at the same time, I really understand that they were very concerned. But they told me I can't come back to school. And my friends are asking me, oh, be okay. I'm like, guys, no, you go high. Oh, I'm just not feeling well, you know. Kana go balelekile. Balelekile ba ke tsa dithoto tsa my. O tla bua ha o le sharp girl. And like they were like, you can't come back to school until a psychologist or psychiatrist has written a letter that you fit enough to come back here. But okay, I was told to leave school and come back when I'm okay. My mom took me to a psychologist ASAP. That day we even traveled to Welcome to go find some guys. My mom was not okay, guys. I am sorry that I put my mom through that, because she was very tired of getting cold. She took me to Welcome. Robona mamang. You know mamang. Well, actually, you know black people. Robona mamang. And I'm like, hey, I'm texting my friend. I'm like, baby girl, Robona mamang. Robona auntie mamang ko kai gore amplela go ikgela ka botshelo ba me, because doctors can't find what's wrong with me. And I don't want to go see a psychologist because I keep saying I'm okay. So yeah. And even if I see a psychologist, I go 2 days and I come back. So then I was tired, guys. I was really, like, at this point, I was tired of being sick. I remember. So I went back to school, right? After a long time of looking for a psychologist that's going to write the letter. I went back to school, and yeah. And by that time, I was tired of being sick. I was so tired of being sick, of people talking about me behind my back, saying that I'm probably faking everything. And here's the thing with people talking about you behind your back. You start believing what they say. So like, Joe, what act that hey? There's no such, because people can't. Number one, people nobody can see. Not even doctors can see it. And bana ba go bolela gore no man. How it's sentle. So I got to a point where I was like, I'm done. I am done being sick. I got home. I was in so much pain. There was nobody in the house. I need help. I was coming back from school. It was a long day. I was sick. To a point where I couldn't walk. I remember I was laying in my bed, in my bedroom. I was laying on the floor and I was just crying. And I figured if I take one sleeping pill, I will be able to sleep. But I'm like, I'm not sleeping. So I continued taking, because I was tired of feeling pain. I was not having it anymore. I'm like, no man, no, baby girl, here's a solution and let's do this. So I took pills and that was it. The next thing, when I wake up, I am in ICU and I can't open my eyes properly, but I hear the voices that I recognize. I hear it's my mom. I hear it's my best friend with her family. Ooh. I still like, I can't, that's one of the moments I can't forget. Like, if I've ever had a very supportive person in my life, that girl, yo. So I hear these voices and now I'm starting to panic. What is happening? Where am I? I have tubes in my mouth, my nose. I can't speak. I can't even, I can feel things, man. A lot of things are connected to me and I'm starting to panic. And they could see I'm panicking. Send me straight back to sleep and they were told to leave. I would like to think, because they were not there when I woke up the next time. And when I woke up, my mom was there. Oh, she was so happy to see me. I could see she was crying, but she was so happy to see me. And we were talking and we were talking because after that they had taken out the tube, so I was able to speak to my mom. So I was there for probably a week, more or less a week, yeah. And they moved me for I think 2 days, and then after that I was sent to Bloemke. Stayed there for, I was supposed to stay for a month, but here's the thing, I was not going to stay for a month, no ways. So they spoke to me and told me, okay, after every 2 weeks they evaluate if you're able to go off or if you are fit enough to go home. So they evaluated me and they told me I'm gonna have to stay. Yo, I cried. I want to go to my mother's house now. I can't even remember the last time I was there. I want to go back. These people are not listening. Yo, I cried. My mom was crying. I also want my baby. We want each other. But yeah, so I had to make sure that I come every day for my sessions with my psychologist and psychiatrist. So yeah, I was like, I will do that. I will do that every day after school. I will go to Bloemke and I will come back home. I just don't want to be here. I miss being home. So they did allow me eventually to go back home, and I managed to be back at school before my matric farewell, which was amazing, because from the get-go I was not interested in matric farewell. I wanted to go somewhere, or I wanted the morning. But my mom was like, no ways. My child went to matric farewell, so I also want to be able to celebrate that. I was like, after all that I've put you through, you deserve to be a proud mom. So it's like, I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give it to you. And yeah, so I managed to go to my matric farewell, write my exam. Some of my exams I was able to write, and then the other ones they made provision. And yeah, so now, and then after that I didn't go straight to varsity. Amazing. I got to do so many things and I got to just look after myself, guys. I was so happy that I was not stressed. I was looking after my health. I could heal. I could heal. I took time to myself. Only started going to varsity the year after, so I could consider that as a gap year. And I also wanted to upgrade my accounting marks because I thought I also thought, guys, if psychology doesn't work out, that's where I'm going. I'm going straight to accounting because all my friends were going to accounting, but then I realized this one is not for me. This one is not for you. Need to be true with yourself. That's not for you. So yeah. And I can tell you till today, it has been a tricky road. I've had episodes, I've had pretty rough patches, but I started buying books on anxiety, on depression. I got to varsity and I started doing psychology. I loved it so much. It was like I was exploring myself, to a certain extent, yes. And my mom also warmed to, talking about anxiety and depression, what I went through, because obviously Black people have the stigma around mental health that it's either bamoloile of or something, but just negative things, And my mom actually opened up to learning more about mental health disorders, watching things, and she'd also talk to. At first, she was not able to talk about it, whether it be to me or her friends or other. I don't know, but she was not able to talk about it. But now I can sit her down and say, okay, I think I'm gonna have a panic attack, and she knows what to do now. Things are very much easier because we know what is happening, so we know how to deal with it. So yeah, now I'm not, obviously I'm not healed, I'm not, but I'm aware of my body, I'm aware of my triggers, I'm aware of what to avoid, and yeah, man, I've grown so much as a person. I love it and I embrace it on a daily basis, whether I do it by talking to other people, whether I do it by checking in with myself, but I just love every inch of the process, every minute of the process. I love it so much because it's like you think you know, and then they're like, no ways, we are coming with a new one, we're going to show you something new. And another thing, it has also helped me so much because I would have never known how to deal with a person that is going through that. I would have never known, or another thing that I always say, I would have never, you are aware, but it's way different when you've been through it. And I can tell you now that had I not gone through that, my obsession with speaking out about mental health and being there for people that are struggling with mental health and, just informing people about mental health would have been totally different. Totally different, because even now, people after getting informed, they still feel like, oh gosh, uba tshwerwe ke mental health, uba tshwerwe ke depression, uba tshwerwe ke anxiety. But it's a learning process for me as well, that even though there are people that would be willing to understand, would be willing to, knowledge themselves or educate themselves rather on mental health, not everybody is like that, and not everybody shares the same sentiments as you concerning regarding mental health. So it also taught me that and how we experience things, it's totally different. Therefore, we need not judge each other, but just be there for each other in whichever way we can, but also not use our disorders as a way to attack or be rude to other people or be toxic towards other people. Because I've also noticed there was a point in my life where it was very toxic. I'd lash out so much on other people that I was not aware I was hurting them. But now, guys, we are growing. We are really going somewhere. And yeah, that is the chat. That is my mental health journey till today. And I trust we will have more conversations about mental health. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe so we can keep growing. Like I say, y'all, we need to keep growing. We need to get the family growing. So let's do that. And that's what's good. That's what's up.